As the Mountain West Conference regular season winds down, San Jose State visits the Treasure Valley looking for their first ever win in Boise against the Boise State Broncos. Welcome inside ExtraMile Arena with my broadcast partner, former Broncos standout Brian King. I am Mark Snyder. Well, Brian, the Broncos are looking to bounce back after tough back-to-back losses here against UNLV in overtime and then down in Logan against Utah State.
Yeah, Mark, that's right. Really a tough week for Boise State. Led that UNLV game 32-9 early and just let it slip away. Had everything firing on all cylinders, end up getting beat in overtime. And then, of course, have to go to snowy Logan, Utah. Pretty tough place for anybody to play. Maybe a little bit of a hangover from that UNLV disappointment. Tough week last week for Boise State.
When we take a look at the conference standings, San Jose State had what had thought to be a promising season derailed by injuries, while the Broncos are looking to move up into the top half of the standings.
Yeah, the roster, the injuries have really hurt San Jose State. 2-13 on the season. But this is kind of a dangerous team, Mark. I mean, they knocked Nevada off last Tuesday, led from the opening tip, hit 15 threes in that game. They have nothing to lose today. This is maybe a trap game for Boise State.
The Spartans are led by Corey Garland, the #2 scorer in the Mountain West Conference. He has scored at least 20 points in 5 straight games. He's going to be a handful.
Boy, he really is. This kid is just tough. Mid-range jump shots, floaters, can get to the rim. If you don't guard him, he just knocks a 3 down like we see right there. He was held scoreless the first 12 minutes against Nevada. Mark ended with 29 points and 9 assists. Dangerous, very good hooper.
He scored 10 points in the Broncos win at San Jose earlier this season. On the other side for the Boise State Broncos, senior Drew Fielder, the Boise native and transfer from Georgetown, has really lifted this Bronco team in the last 3 games.
Boy, he really has, Mark. And again, another really hard guy to guard. He can go left. If you back off him, he steps out and hits the threes. He can put it on the floor. He's got a nice little baby hook game. And, of course, has hit a bunch of long jumpers. Guys who guard him don't like to go out that far. He will punish them. Last 3 games, Drew's averaged 19 a game. Expect for him to have another big one today.
He had 16 points and 8 rebounds in the win against the Spartans earlier this season. Boise State looking to go 24-0 all-time here in Boise against the Spartans, while San Jose State is trying to build off of Tuesday's win against Nevada. We'll meet the starting lineups and tip this one off after we come back on the Mountain West Network. And let's meet the starters for this afternoon's game. Dylan Andrews, Pearson, Peanut Carmichael, Andrew Meadow, Javen Buchanan, and Drew Fielder, the 5 for Boise State. A little bit of a shuffle of the lineup with R.J. Keene not getting the call today. And on the other side for the San Jose State Spartans, who come in at 7-19 overall, they line up with Colby Garland, Adrian Myers, Melvin Bell Jr., Cedric Ngonga, and Japhet Mupadele. Of course, Cedric Ngonga started out his career here at Boise State before he transferred to Iona. Now he's back in the Mountain West Conference.
Yeah, Mark, for all great basketball fans watching today, keep your eyes on 0. Colby Garland. This kid can really flat out play.
Our officials today, Steve McJunkins, Amy Bonner, and Anthony Burris. Broncos in the home white, and the opening tip controlled by Myers for the Spartans. And here's that guy, Garland, and off the top, Dylan Andrews draws the defensive assignment.
Well, Garland is very patient, but he can beat you a lot of ways. The 3, the floater, the mid-range jumper, and he'll get to the rim if he gets the opportunity.
And they're going to turn it over on their first possession. San Jose State turns it over about 11 times a game. And the Broncos will get the basketball off the turnover on the offensive foul. And now here's Dylan Andrews. The UCLA transfer has come on strong as of late.
Boy, he really has. He has found his groove. He's putting up some big numbers. Turnover for the Broncos on possession number 1.
Andrew Meadows trying to get the pass to the low post. And it sails out of bounds. And now Boise State's going to show some full court press.
Yeah, that's a different look for Boise State. I don't think we've seen that this season. Again, Mark, you and I were talking earlier. Injury bug has hit San Jose State. They don't have many guys sitting on that bench, so maybe Boise State is thinking we're going to get after them full court early and wear them down.
Just 9 players in uniform for head coach Tim Miles as the Broncos force the pass outside to Garland. This is Myers underneath for the dunk. Took it strong to the rim. Adrian Myers, the transfer from Mississippi State.
Well, Mark, again, a 2-13 team in conference, and they are here nothing to lose, right? Nothing to lose. Coming off a big win against Nevada, and they're here to play.
Fielder back out to Andrews, the UCLA transfer, double teamed on the sidelines. Almost lost it, gets it down to Carmichael with 5 on the shot clock. Carmichael doesn't get it to go, but he will go to the line. And we take a look at Pearson Carmichael, and we take a look at Tim Miles in his 5th season at San Jose State. 50 career wins in the win against Nevada the other day. Took his team to the NIT last year for the first time since 1981. As Carmichael has that one spin off. Carmichael, an 83% free throw shooter out of Summit High School in Bend, Oregon.
Yeah, I think Peanut wishes he had that free throw back. He doesn't miss very many of them, nor does he expect to miss very many of them.
Carmichael, 1 of 2, and the Broncos are on the board here in the early going. Continuing now with the full court press. A little more token this time, but they do get it across with Melvin Bell Jr., guarded there by Andrew Meadow. Myers outside for 3, no good. The rebound to Buchanan for Boise State. Down low to Fielder. Backing in on Ngonga. Outside for 3, it's there for Andrews.
Boy, Dylan Andrews has just been on fire the last couple of weeks, and that's just the best shot to take for a shooter. A little post play, kick right back to your feet or under you. Great play by Andrews. Broncos with the early lead.
Marcus Overstreet now in the game for San Jose State with the basketball outside the arc. And Ngonga gives it to Garland. So far not attempted a shot, but as you said, he was scoreless for the first 12 minutes against Nevada, finished with 29. He steps into a 3. It's on the way. It's too strong. And Carmichael runs down the board.
Yeah, Garland's a very patient player. He will let the shot come to him.
Andrews on top to Fielder. Drew makes the drive and scores. You have to respect that three-point ability. You play off him, and he goes right by it.
You really do, and that's why he's so dangerous. You know, he's 6'10", and the other guy 6'10", doesn't want to come that far out and guard him, but he loves to hit the 3.
Andrews with the steal for the Broncos. Leads the break. No look pass to Buchanan, but he missed the reverse.
Boy, those are the shots as we get this deep into the season. You have to finish a layup like that.
Garland for 3. That's well off the mark. Buchanan with the rebound. I think that time Javen should have just gone up strong instead of tried the reverse.
Yeah, I agree.
And
Keep it simple.
Spun out.
Keep it simple. Meadows will get one here. That's a goaltend.
Not called the goaltend. Leon Rice signaling for the goaltend. Now the question is that a reviewable play at some point with a dead ball?
Well, that's a good question. We were talking about that earlier. Is that a reviewable play?
Garland near midcourt. Gets the ball back with 10 on the shot clock. Deep 3. That's no good. Carmichael for the board.
But Garland not as patient today as he was Tuesday. He's got 3. He's jacked up 3s already.
And there's that head fake again. Fielder with the right hand. Tough move. Going to his left. Able to flip it back with the right. And the Broncos are up 8-2.
Boy, he's a tough matchup for San Jose State.
Ngonga back in Boise, spins, the ball ricochets off a foot, and the block by Fielder.
Good time to run here.
Carmichael looks for help. It's Fielder at the top, and they're going to call him for traveling.
I think we might have had a technical foul
wait a second.
on San Jose State.
I thought it would travel, but Amy Bonner, our official at the other end, with the call. I'm not sure what it was, but we have a timeout taken. We'll watch it again. Andrews deep for 3. The Broncos up 6 here in the early going in Boise. Well, Brian, when you look at this game, we talked a little bit about the Spartans scoring 15 3-pointers in their win against Nevada. They just want to let it fly.
They want to let it fly. I think Alexis Williams in the conversation before the game said they are here to fire, and they're going to fire. And Garland is firing right now. Hasn't connected right now, but my guess is he's going to.
And Brian was correct. It was a technical foul against the San Jose State head coach, Tim Miles, and that'll be 2 free throws and the ball for Boise State as Dylan Andrews hits the first. So I have to ask you, you've shot a bunch of technicals in your life. Everybody's gone. You're all there on an island by yourself. Does that play with your mind a little bit?
No.
Really?
No, I mean, Dylan Andrews, 89% free throw shooter.
Okay,
he wants that ball.
But what about Brian King?
I wanted that ball, absolutely. Mark is real simple. I just said, here's 2 easy ones in the stat book.
It's free points.
I want the stat books.
There you see Tim Miles. Second time in team history they went to the NIT last year. Got in at 15 and 20 overall. Underneath, the pass is thrown away by Parolin now in the game. Dominic Parolin with the turnover, and then San Jose turns it right back as Douglas Langford, the freshman from Belize, originally committed to Harvard, changed his mind and wound up at San Jose State. Leon Rice, the winningest coach in Boise State history, now in his 16th season. Parolin outside.
Well, the subs in for the Broncos. Spencer Aaron in. There's Parolin.
Nice pass from Andrew Meadow, whose scoring is down this year, but his court vision is still as good as ever.
Yeah, it really is, and I think everybody, especially Andrew, expected his numbers to be bigger this year. But listen, Boise State has a lot of guys who can make buckets, and so he has settled into a really good role.
And Gonga outside guarded there by Aarons, puts it up strong, high off the window, and R.J. Keene now in the game with the rebound. The lob to Andrew Meadow. Dylan Andrews with a textbook lob.
Boy, what a great play. Meadows was on the right wing. He pointed to the ceiling for Andrews. Andrews saw him, threw it to the rim. 14-2 lead for Boise State. Boise State has started quick in a number of games. I wouldn't get comfortable.
Garland creates some space with the shoulder, but doesn't get the ball to drop. Coach has warned Boise State, watch out for his head fakes and his pivots, and they stayed down that time. R.J. Keene doesn't shoot a lot, but when he does, he makes it.
Boy, so good for R.J. to get one to go in early. Sometimes lacks a little confidence in that jumper, but, boy, you get that first one to go, things can get hot pretty quick.
Bell in the forecourt. High post to Langford. Guarded there by Parolin. This is Myers. Drives, is going to get the and one opportunity, and that breaks a Boise State run of 17-0. We talked before the game, Brian, about how college basketball has evolved into games of runs. Well, the Broncos with a 17-0 run.
Yeah, Mark, and I watch a lot of college basketball, and it's every game I watch. Somebody goes on a 15-0 run or a 19-2 run, and it just didn't used to be like that. You would see it in the NBA. And it's just not Boise State. It's virtually every game you watch, and I don't have an answer for why.
Myers completes a 3-point play to make it a 12-point game as Keene in the corner. Aarons and high post to Parolin. A.G. Neto now in the game for Boise State at guard. Nice move by Spencer Aarons. Up and under, and he scores.
I love this kid, Spencer Aarons. Came from Canada. He was on the U19 national Canadian team. He's just got a lot of upside. Good player.
Moves well at 6'10", showed it there. The spin and the bucket for Melvin Bell Jr. from Chicago. Number 3 player in Illinois in his high school class, and they play a lot of good ball in Illinois, so you know he's got the ability as Neto gets it down low for Parolin. Aarons at the top. He'll launch the 3, left it short, and the rebound pinballs to Melvin Bell Jr.
Boy, I would take a wide-open three from Spencer Aarons at any play in the game.
Baseline jumper, no. Rebound to Parolin. Gets it to R.J. Keene. And now hands it to Neto, the point guard. Neto with a burst of speed. Takes it strong, but can't get it to drop.
Boy, Neto wants that one back. Made a great play. Got his body into him. Just didn't get to finish.
Broncos 5 of their last 7 field goals now. As Garland still scoreless today. That ends right there. As Garland is now 1 for 5. And he's tough because he's a lefty, and you're not used to the ball coming from that hand.
Yeah, Mark, and that matters, right? It's 99% of the players are right-handed. You're guarding a lefty. It's a little bit different. And he takes advantage of it.
Parolin to Aaron to launch another 3. That one spins out. Rebound run down by Parolin in the corner and saves it for the Broncos. R.J. Keene, corner 3. Doesn't get it to go. And the last one to touch it was Aaron's. And we will take a timeout. Boise State leading by 10 as we watch the alley-oop jam for Meadow, and the Broncos up 10 here in Boise. Boise State started out this game on a 17-0 run. Andrews with the 3, Fielder with the drive and the score. And early on, Boise State, everything they tried worked, Brian, including that acrobatic layup by Drew Fielder.
Yeah, and everybody contributing for Boise State, getting good looks. They've had a couple of really good looks. They haven't been able to finish, but again, a 17-0 run. Last 4 possessions have been empty possessions for the Broncos, but 19-9 lead, and they're coming back with more of kind of a soft full-court pressure.
Garland guarded now by Neto, hands it off to Bell. High post gives it to Jafet Mupadele, and in the corner, the 3 ball is off the mark. Good box out by the Broncos, and Fielder, though, has the basketball bounce off his hand, and Boise State will settle things down with a freshman point guard out of Angola.
Yeah, Boise State's done a really nice job on the boards early. They have not given up an offensive rebound.
10-5 is the rebounding advantage for the Broncos as Fielder works on the left side. Spins, 5 seconds on the shot clock. Aaron's from the top, too strong. Broncos have missed their last 5. And now into the full forecourt is Garland. He fires over Fielder and drains the jump shot.
I love this kid. He's so good. He is here to fire away, period.
19.3 points a game. And the Broncos will retain possession. He's been in double figures 20 times this season. 13 games of 20 or more points and 2 games of 30 or more points, including against San Diego State. And that's saying a lot.
Yeah, and he's not the biggest guy on the planet.
No, he goes 6 foot.
Yeah, he's just shifty. And, you know, Mark, we've been talking about these runs, but I can tell you as a player, when a team goes on a run against you, if they make 2 or 3 buckets in a row, it's a different game all of a sudden. Like, you've got to dig in. It has to be different. You just can't keep playing the same way. Broncos last 5 possessions come away with nothing. This one, it needs to be a little more serious for them.
Bun Boom checks in for Boise State, a 6'8 freshman. Broncos will get 20 on the shot clock after the ball was kicked out of bounds. And the inbound comes to Boom, outside to Carmichael. Fielder working on the right, and he traveled.
Yep.
So the turnover by the Broncos is their 3rd of the game. Watch it again. There you see the stutter step and the travel violation.
Just a little baby travel.
No, it's just a
little baby travel.
Now here's Garland. He's 2 of 6 now. Works at the top. Buchanan picks him up. Garland drives. He does not get it to drop, but he drew the foul, and that's what the coaches were telling us he's so good at, is creating space and forcing the defender to overcommit early.
Yeah, and you just don't know what the guy's going to do, right? I mean, he can pull up and hit the 3. He can get all the way to the rim, which is what every college player has been doing the last few years, is either or, right? 3 or finish at the rim. Garland is different. He'll stop and hit a 12-footer. He'll do a floater from the 8-foot mark, and so you just don't know when he's going to stop. Those are the hardest players to defend.
Started his career at Drake, transferred to Longwood, now to San Jose State. He was a member of the Missouri Valley Conference all-bench team at Drake, and he averaged over 12 points a game at Longwood last year. And his 2 free throws now make it a 6-point game.
Right.
Surprise, surprise.
What's that run? I know you got that over there.
8-0.
8-0 run. Oh.
Fielder draws the contact but scores anyway.
That was a tough finish. That was a tough finish. Might not have looked like it on TV. That was a big play.
That breaks the Broncos' 0 for 5 shooting streak as Garland spins it out to a drive by Bupe, and it's out of bounds. Payday, excuse me.
Saw the athleticism of Drew Fielder right there. What a great block.
And then it was off of San Jose State. A fingertip on it. Watch it again from under the basket.
Again, Mark, this is a situation where, be a little more serious in this possession. Make sure you get a bucket. Fielder can't get it to drop. And then on the rebound, a foul against Carmichael of Boise State. Boy, I thought Peanut thought that one was going the other way. I think he thought he might have got held first.
Third team foul on Boise State. Carmichael's first. And here comes Bell Jr. There's Garland. The ball's in his hands a lot and will continue to be. Here's Bell. Cut off nicely into the corner for a three-pointer, which is off by Ngonga. But the rebound and a new possession for San Jose State. Garland in the lane with the left, smooth. And Leon Rice says, that's enough. I'm taking a timeout.
Yeah, again, the kid's just really hard to guard. What you've got to do with him, you can't let him catch the basketball. I mean, it has to be that much focus where you're just going to say, this kid is not getting the rock. Anybody else can beat us if they'd like to, but it's not going to be Garland.
Garland now is hit his last 3 shots, and he has drawn the Spartans back to 6 as Leon Rice takes a timeout, and he does not like taking those timeouts this early. He likes to save those in his back pocket, but wanted to break that Spartan run as the Broncos just 1 of 7 from the field in their last 8 shots.
Yeah, and he knows he just cannot let Garland get started. Like, he's already started. He needs to slow him down right now because he can get big numbers very fast.
10 points, 4 assists against the Broncos in San Jose.
Yeah, I think I'm getting Fielder in the post, and I'm letting him go to work. Somebody in the post, go get a layup.
Andrews out to Fielder. Pass to Buchanan in traffic. Tough catch. Managed to flip it towards the rim, and I think he'll draw the shooting foul unless it was on the floor. No, they're going to give Buchanan the free throws, and that's not what Tim Miles wants to see. He thought the foul came early, and Buchanan just the NBA continuation that they used to call.
Yeah.
And
well, again, that's a great way to end those runs, is just have a physical possession. Get it down low, let your bigs go to work, and if you don't get the buckets, you got free throws. That slows those runs down.
Buchanan from the line, 83%. Quite a find out of Indiana Wesleyan, an NAIA All-American. And he has been a big contributor for this Boise State team.
Boy, he really has. And I'll tell you what, if you're a young kid at home wanting to look at how to shoot a free throw, look at Jaden Buchanan. That stroke is beautiful. Shoots 83% from the free throw line, and he expects to make every one of them.
Gets the Bronco lead back to 8. Corner for the triple. It's no good. And a good rebound by Fielder. Fielder averages 5.5 boards a game. Outside, it's Carmichael.
Boy, a post touch would be good here for the Broncos. Something down deep.
Buchanan backs it out. Baseline, Von Boom. He is met at the rim, backs up and scores.
I'll tell you what, Boom did not get a lot of minutes early in the season. Coach Rice has given him an opportunity, and he's making the best of it.
Took the contact, had the block on what was going to be a dunk, but stayed with it and put it in. The Broncos up by 10.
Yeah, his eyes got big. He was thinking he was going to crank that on somebody. Got the contact and finished it.
This is Bell. Bell across the lane. Throws up a desperation shot that is no good, and the rebound tip to Andrews. Broncos looking to run. Andrews to Fielder. Fielder spins, left hand, missed the shot. Did everything right, but couldn't finish with the left.
Did. His ball slipped out of his hands a little bit. I think he had to slow Garland down here.
Looks to create space and doesn't, so they get it back out to a triple, which is good by Japhet Mupadele. Wow.
From France. Foreign roster. By the way, Mark, I don't think I've ever seen a college basketball player from Belize.
I haven't either, but Langford certainly there. This is Andrews, tries to answer with a triple and doesn't get it. And the Bronco lead is 7. Outside. Doesn't get the second one, but the offensive glass and the putback by Ngonga. Very familiar with this building.
Yeah, and I think that's the first offensive rebound Boise State has given up this afternoon. Again, this is a possession. You need to be very serious about getting a basket.
5-point lead. We talked about how this Spartan team is going to stick around, and Andrews floats that one high and in. Looked like there may have been some contact that wasn't called. And Dylan Andrews now with the bucket. He's got 7 to lead Boise State. Bell picks up his dribble. Andrews tries to deny Garland. He floats it into the corner for the triple, and that one is good for Ngonga.
Yeah, I kind of worried about that. He missed his first 3, but against Nevada, he made his first 3 early. Big fella can shoot it.
He's got 5. The lead is down to 4. Make it 6 as Fielder gets the jam on a beautiful feed.
Beautiful pass, beautiful finish. And again, this is where Boise State defensively really has to lock it down.
Boise State seems to have lacked that killer instinct this season. They let some leads slip away, lost 3 games in overtime that they could have won.
Yeah, I think that's right. And again, you don't see consistent possessions of that ultimate intensity, right? You get 2 or 3, and then you don't get 2 or 3, and then you get 2 or 3. And this late in the season, they need to put those together.
The pass down low to Fielder for the dunk. The Broncos up 6 here in the first half in Boise. Boise State up 6 here in the first half. A big reason, Brian, their points in the paint, where they have an 18-8 advantage over the Spartans.
Yeah, Mark, and it looked like it might have been part of the game plan for the Broncos. They went early inside. Parolin got a couple. Then you see Spencer Aarons and a great pass inside to Fielder. And then this was one of the best finishes of the game so far. The young fella.
And then Andrews, so smooth as a passer, averages about 3.5 assists a game. And there you see Fielder on the bench right now. Aaron's in the game, Neto in the game, Keene in the game, Parolin in for the Broncos, along with Andrew Meadow. This is R.J. Keene to Parolin on the baseline right.
Spartans
double
mix it
team
up a little bit. They came out in a zone. Haven't seen that yet today.
Andrew Meadow will draw the foul. He will go to the free throw line. I like that aggression to attack the basket on the baseline.
Yeah, he's a freight train coming in there. He's really worked on that this season. He spot up 3 last year, but he's a very dimensional scorer now. That's a big body coming at you.
Sixth team foul on the Spartans as Meadow hits the first. And more importantly, for San Jose State, Japhet Mupadele now with 3 personal fouls. The 6'8" freshman out of Lille, France. Another player out of France is Mundi, also from Paris. And then we talked about Belize, and they have a player from Turkey on the roster. So they're going and Angola, so they go international to find their talent.
Yeah, pretty common on college rosters these days. Obviously, the Boise State has a few as well.
Boise State women's team has a couple Australians. There's a lot of Aussies playing Mountain West women's college basketball. In the lane, Myers into the corner. 7 on the shot clock for Ngonga. He'll launch the three and drain that one. And then he looks over at the Bronco bench, says, y'all gave up on me. Payback.
I told you I could hit those threes, Coach.
You didn't let me shoot him when I played here. He's got 8. And the Bronco lead is down to 5 again. Underneath, no. Rebound trickles out. Here come the Spartans. This is Bell. Bell takes it all the way. Missed the shot. Good defense by Keene. But Bell gets the ball back after the fortunate bounce. And Ngonga, corner 3. That rattles out, and R.J. Keene settles things down for the Broncos.
Boy, really fortunate for the Broncos to get out of that without giving up a hoop.
There's the turnover. Ngonga to Bell. Over Keene, and they're going to give him the and one opportunity. R.J. Keene trailing the play, called for the foul. And it'll be a 3-point opportunity for San Jose State when we come back. The Spartans outrunning the break. Cedric Ngonga making his presence felt. Started his career here at Boise State. Went to Seton Hall. My mistake, not Iona. And he has got 8 points this afternoon. He's halfway to his season high, which was 15. Scored against Nevada's Wolfpack, and he's making a triumphant return to ExtraMile Arena. The 6'10 senior from Angola.
Well, Mark, we knew it. We talked about it before the game. San Jose State has nothing to lose, right? 2-13. And we knew that shots would be fired today by all players. And Ngonga's got a lot of confidence.
Bell with his 5th point makes it a 2-point game. Remember, Boise State at one point led 17-4. Keene up high for that pass. Boise State needs to value the basketball. Meadows says, enough of that. I value a 3-pointer.
I love it.
And he hits the turnaround from the corner.
Yep, Spartans win a little half-court trap back into a zone. And I'll tell you how to get a team out of a zone, Mark. Shoot him out of it. And he shot him out of it.
Meadow with 7 points.
Again, a good opportunity for Boise State defensively just to dig in and go get that basketball back.
Ngonga guarded by Buchanan to Garland. And a whistle before the shot. Neto called for the grab. That is just the 5th team foul on Boise State. So a non-shooting foul with 2.5 minutes to go in the first half. San Jose State with 16 fouls. So the next one will be free throws for the Broncos. And Andrews checks back in, trying to deny Garland the basketball. But Garland gets it in the corner anyway. Dishes it down low to Langford. Runs into R.J. Keene, who hits the deck, and the Broncos come out with the basketball. That's the second time R.J.'s been on the floor today, and Buchanan can't handle the pass, but R.J. Keene may have gotten hit in the face, and so he's going to go to the sidelines and get tended to. The officials alerted to the injury potentially to R.J. Keene, and he takes a seat on the Bronco bench as he took it under the right eye. You can see him there, and Pearson Carmichael will come in replacing him. Watch it here. There he took an elbow, inadvertent, but a tough elbow right above the right cheek.
Yeah, that doesn't feel good, and that's the second elbow RJ has taken today. The first one really wasn't noticed, but he took a pretty hard shot 5 minutes ago as well.
Garland, left side, left that one off the mark. Buchanan has it trickle away from him, but it comes down to Andrews. And the Broncos with a scattered floor look to run. Andrews, hesitation dribble, gets it back to Meadow. And now Parolin up top. Andrews misses the 3. And then the rebound off of Garland and out of bounds. Disagreed with the call, but then said, no, I think you got it right.
Yeah, a couple of good extra effort plays by Boise State. Buchanan defensively, then we get one on the offensive end, and that's how you have to value those possessions. Fight hard every play.
We have a timeout on the floor taken by Boise State, I believe. And we will keep it right here. So the Broncos shooting now 50% from the field at 12 of 24, and the Spartans just 11 of 30 for 37%. But San Jose State's gotten 6 shots more up than have the Broncos. Rebounding favoring Boise State 18-12. And three-point shooting, the Broncos are 3 of 9. San Jose State 3 of 13.
Yeah, Mark, the stat sheet is actually very even, just like the score. I mean, it's pretty consistent.
That.
Yeah, imagine that.
Out of the timeout, Andrews guarded by Bell. Gets it to Buchanan. Back to Andrews. Had the Parolin screen, but gets it outside. Now he'll rise and fire for 3. That's in and out. Doesn't get the roll. Parolin with the offensive putback and scores.
Boy, Parolin is so good about getting his shoulders square to the defense and using that big body on those finishes. Really a big hoop for Boise State.
4th rebound now for Parolin to lead the Broncos. And as we approach a minute left in the half, Boise State up 7. And Gonga. This is Garland, guarded by Meadow. Steps back, flies in the air, and scores.
Boy, you just can't give the kid an inch because he knows what to do with every one of them.
More tricks than a cruise ship magician.
Little 1-3-1 zone for San Jose. Again, they've gone to the zone the last 4 or 5 minutes.
Carmichael, nobody to pass to, so he fires a 3 and missed it. Buchanan with the rebound. And Boise State gets the 20-second reset.
Broncos have had some really good looks the last 4 possession. Wide open threes. Haven't been able to finish them.
Buchanan to the cutter on the baseline. Meadow reverse. It doesn't go. Parolin has the rebound knocked out of his hands, and it'll go to the Spartans. Meadow thought he had that layup, but it just rolled away. Now Leon Rice is deciding whether he wants to appeal or challenge that call, and I think he has decided not to. Yeah, but not without an earful for the official on the baseline to our right.
You see these college teams now, they scramble on the iPad to check that replay video to decide if they're going to challenge the call or not.
Spartans are going to hold for the final shot, down 5.
Let's take a guess at who's going to get it.
I'm guessing it's number 0. No, it's Myers. Head fake, jumper, doesn't go. Rebound, Parolin. The long heave by Andrews is nowhere close, and we have reached the end of the first half here at ExtraMile Arena. Boise State 23-0 all-time against the Spartans on this floor. They've won the last 5. They're looking to make it 6 in a row against the Spartans. They have a 5-point lead at the half here in Boise. And welcome back to ExtraMile Arena at Boise State University, where the Broncos leading San Jose State's Spartans 36-31 with Brian King. I'm Mark Snyder. And an entertaining first half. You said, Brian, that this could be a trap game for Boise State. San Jose State coming in with nothing to lose. They weathered that 17-0 Bronco run and made it a game here at half.
Yeah, they really did. Of course, Broncos started fast. Garland missed his first 4 shots. Ended up 4 of 9 in the first half for 10 points. A pretty quiet 10 points, but once he started to get them to go, the lead slowly slept away.
Boise State led by Drew Fielder, 4 of 6 from the field, 8 points, 3 rebounds. And we talked about his inside-outside game, and he's sort of done it all today.
He really has. And again, he's just hard to guard. He's 6'10". He's got, they had to go out and stop that 3 right there. He takes it right by and lays it in. He's great in the post. He's got a little baby hook game. Fielder's a hard guard.
He has not attempted a 3-pointer yet today, but you have to respect that, and that allows him to get that step past, plus a block shot for good measure, as Boise State relying on the Boise native, the transfer from Georgetown University. On the other side, we talked about him coming into the game. You mentioned him here. Colby Garland, the second leading scorer in the conference, missed his first 4 shots, but he's warmed up since then. He leads all scorers with 10.
Yeah, and again, really hard to guard. Very clever with the basketball. Very, very tricky. Can beat you in so many different ways. And he's kind of like a microwave. I mean, it doesn't matter if he misses 2 or 3. You hit the button, and he can heat up very quick.
Garland is a big reason why the Spartans cut into that big lead that Boise State had. At one point, they were up 17-4, and San Jose State has certainly made this a contest here at the half at ExtraMile Arena. San Jose State trailing Boise State by 5 here at the half. Mark Snyder and Brian King with you. And Brian, we talked before the game about how the Mountain West standings looked, and we talk about the sort of the strength of the conference, maybe down from a national perspective from years ago when you had a couple teams that were head and shoulders above the rest. But the Mountain West, 6th best strength of schedule, not a bad way to look as you head into the tournament.
No, I think that's right. I think the Mountain West teams from top to bottom have done a really good job of scheduling early tough teams from outside the conference, and that matters. Boise State clearly has a couple of big wins with Butler and St. Mary's on the road, as do the other teams. But, you know, Mark, as you look at the standings in the Mountain West, you look at Utah State, you look at San Diego State, those are two very, very good basketball teams.
Utah State at 23-3 overall, 13-2, and a 1-game lead over the Aztecs of San Diego State. UNLV right now leading Air Force near the end of that game, 86-61 as the Falcons winless on the conference season. And the question then is going to be, how many teams are going to make the big dance, March Madness? And we take a look at the potential there for bracketology as things start to wind down. Right now, 2 teams projected, Utah State and San Diego State, and right there on the bubble, the New Mexico Lobos at 20-6 overall, 11-4 in conference play.
Yeah, that's right. And, you know, we're obviously here in Boise, Idaho today, so we'll talk a little bit about Boise State, but they're just going to have to win the conference tournament.
Right.
And then the discussion becomes, are they capable? And I'm going to say they're capable. I mean, this is a dangerous basketball team. Coach Rice is obviously a veteran, been doing this a long time, knows how to get his team ready for that tournament. And they've got a squad that, one, historically has really defended well, not doing it as well lately, but offensively they are really clicking.
Boise State felt they should have made the tournament last year. They finished 26-11, 14-6 in conference play. They wound up playing in the college basketball crown where they beat George Washington and Butler, then lost to Nebraska in that new tournament, which has really attracted a lot of attention and momentum.
Yeah, it really has. I mean, it's pay to play, right? You play, and it's actually play to pay, right? You get in there and you win a couple games, and all the players get paid, and that's just kind of the new environment that we happen to be in.
Grand Canyon at 4th in the conference at 17-9. They may have to make a run as well if they want to make it to the tournament. We're at the half. Broncos up by 5 here in Boise. Broncos by 5 as we continue our halftime here at ExtraMile Arena. Take a look now at the numbers from that first half. Boise State jumped out to an early 17-4 lead thanks to a 17-0 run, but the Spartans catching up, shooting out 38% from the field, and the Broncos now have clipped below below 50%. Three-point shooting, the Broncos are 3 of 11, 3 of 13 for San Jose State. Rebounding battle has favored the Broncos so far, 21-3, and both teams taking pretty good care of the basketball.
Yeah, score's even. The stat line is even. San Jose State's got a few more attempts. Boise State clearly has done a great job on the boards. You can just tell watching the game that was a focus. They had boxed out on every possession. San Jose State, minimal offensive rebounds, maybe 1, I think, if I remember correctly. 3.
Sorry,
now, they got
officially.
A couple there late, but you would expect the score to be as close as it is right now with this stat line.
Boise State, when leading at the half, is usually in pretty good shape. 10-1 when they hold opponents fewer than 70 points. And they've only lost once when leading at halftime. So that was against UNLV. So the Broncos 15-1 when leading at the half. And that's where we are right now. Second half comes your way next on the Mountain West Network. Boise State up 5 here at the break as we get set to start the second half. Put you in the locker rooms, Brian King. What are you telling your teams if you're Leon Rice and you're Tim Miles?
Well, I think if you're San Jose State, Coach Tim Miles, you've got to figure out one. You've never won in Boise, Idaho, right? 23 in a row you've dropped here. They have not won a road game this season. They're going to have to score more points. They're going to have to score more than 31 points in the second half. So they will fire and fire often in the second half. And Boise State, you can't give up the runs, right? You have to be more consistent. You got to finish at the rim. They've had 3 or 4 opportunities at the rim. They haven't come away with the basketball. So I expect San Jose State to fire and fire often in the second half.
Broncos showed that full court pressure in the first half. I expect that will continue. It worked well early on before the Spartans were able to adjust. Broncos, as I mentioned, 15-1 when leading at the half. The only loss was to UNLV as Buchanan will inbound, and we are underway in the second half. Buchanan, Andrews, Carmichael, Fielder, and Meadow, the original starting 5 on the floor for Boise State. The double team and the steal. Garland takes it away to Myers, and out of the shoot, it's a 3-point game.
Well, San Jose got what they wanted in the first possession of the basketball game. They get the turnover, an easy run out.
Buchanan out to Fielder. Meadows, baseline to Buchanan. He draws the double. Looks for help. It's not there. Finally guns it to Carmichael. 3-ball. That's a good way to defeat a double team and find the open 3-point shooter for a bucket.
Yep, look for the post, look opposite. Carmichael's the right guy to go to. That was a great pass by Buchanan out of that double team.
Mupadele back in the game for San Jose State with 3 fouls. He's got the ball now, guarded by Fielder. He's been a non-factor today thanks to the foul trouble. Underneath, hang in the air, Garland, tough finish.
God, you just can't let him get an inch on you because he knows what to do with it.
He's got 12. Spartan defense ratcheting down on Boise State as they look for any sort of breathing room. They're up in their grill.
Well, I think post touches are really important here for the Broncos. Kick out threes.
Meadow too strong. Fielder can't get the rebound. It comes down to Myers. And here comes San Jose State as the Spartans look to draw closer, down 4.
Well, I just think you keep the ball out of Garland's hands if you're Boise State.
He's got the ball now. Creates space, launches a 3. That's too strong. But Ngonga with the offensive rebound puts it back, doesn't get it to go. Goes for the 3rd time, and that's a charm.
But 2 offensive rebounds in 1 possession.
He's got 10, and it's a 2-point game. And the sense of nervousness has sort of crept into this ExtraMile Arena crowd. Buchanan into traffic. He drew the foul. And let's see who that is on.
Couldn't really tell. Ngonga,
they give it to Ngonga because Mupadele was in the zone, and if he had gotten that, that would have been 4. Meadow off balance, missed that one, sort of rolled up his arm, and here comes Garland with the dribble, high dribble. Myers over Carmichael, no. Buchanan with the board.
What great defensive play by Carmichael. Went up strong, got verticality, didn't foul him.
Buchanan muscles, doesn't get it. Fielder follows and cleans it up.
Boy, good time for Boise State to start a run right now. Dig in defensively.
Fielder with 10. Myers outside, gives it to Bell. Drive with the left hand. Nice move by Mupadele. He's now got 5. And the lead is 2 again. Carmichael. Fielder to Meadows. Baseline right.
Spartans doing a really good job of doubling that basketball when it goes in the paint. Didn't do it that time. Meadows got a chippy.
That 6'7" Meadows took advantage of the 6'4" freshman Melvin Bell Jr. and put in the bucket. He's now got 7. Correction, he's got 9. And now Garland way up top, guarded on the Bronco logo by Andrews. Takes it on, accelerates, kicks it out to the right side to Myers. May have traveled, it wasn't called. The shot high off the glass doesn't go. And then on the rebound, a foul And if that is, and I believe that is the fourth foul on Mupadele. Watch this one again. Myers with the good look, doesn't get it, and the Broncos on the board, and the reach in there, and that is his fourth. So he will sit to be replaced by Douglas Langford, the 6'7" freshman. We talked a little bit about it earlier, Brian. This is not a very deep San Jose State team. They have a number of players, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 players out, and Jermaine Washington listed as questionable coming into today. So they've really only got 9 players available to coach Tim Miles.
Yeah, that's right. Limited bench for San Jose State. Of course, you're on the road, and now you're on your starters in foul trouble.
Now the officials are going to the monitor, and they're going to send the teams to their respective benches. We're not sure what the review is for. We will endeavor to find out, but we will take a timeout and let you know after we take this break. From Boise, Broncos up 4. Talked about the short bench for the Spartans, and this season started with so much promise coming off an NIT season last year, but you can see as Ben Roseborough out, Javon Hanna has only played 2 games due to a calf injury, and just the list continues. And there, Jermaine Washington was questionable today, and he's missed the last 4 due to an ankle sprain. After that review, the foul did stay with Jafet Mupadele, and that is indeed his 4th personal foul. And now we have a whistle away from the ball, and they're going to get a foul down low against the Spartans, and that one whistled against Melvin Bell Jr. defensively under the basket.
Yeah, and Mark, for San Jose State, Pasha Gudzari is not here either, and
right.
He's really been on a roll for the Spartans.
His father is the CEO of Intuit out of Los Gatos, California.
Hopefully he's got some stock options.
I would hope so, and it's tax time, so they're doing well. They're busy. Fielder launches his first triple of the game. It doesn't go. Buchanan battles for the rebound. Carmichael drives on Myers, puts it up strong, and will go to the line.
Boy, 2 great extra effort plays by Boise State. Carmichael, Buchanan just battling for that ball.
That rebound, I mean, Ngonge had the screen out, but the rebound a little long, and that allowed Buchanan to get his hands on it and keep it alive as Carmichael hits his first free throw. Myers now with 2 fouls, and Ngonge with 2 for San Jose State. Carmichael now with 6 points as he hits a pair, and the Bronco lead opens up to 6.
Boy, good time for a stop right here. A little full court pressure by Boise State. Man to man.
Dylan Andrews checking Colby Garland. They're trying to keep the ball away from the conference's second leading scorer. So Myers will take it. Now he hands it to Garland behind the screen. Langford and Ngonge. Garland blows past Carmichael and scores.
So hard to guard. I mean, Carmichael, I thought, did a pretty good job on him. Garland stopped like he was going to pull the 3. Carmichael snuck up, and he went right around him.
Carmichael couldn't stop that. Here's Meadow. Dishes to Buchanan. Nice job by the Broncos. Meadow with the unselfish play.
Yeah, great job by Andrews to get through that double team. That was a tough double.
One thing about Garland, if he gets you on his hip, goodbye.
Yeah,
he's going to get by you.
Agreed. He's a scorer.
Here's Ngonge outside to Myers. And there's that man again, Garland. Back to Myers, a 2-man game. Over Carmichael with a strong finish.
San Jose State is doing a nice job of just hanging around, and that's what you want to do on the road.
Good sign for the Broncos. R.J. Keene set to come back in. A little bruise on his right cheek, but he's going to come back into the game. Carmichael, that was a dangerous pass. Corner, Andrews, 3!
Boy, it's good when you get rewarded like that with a bucket. They made 2 great hustle plays to save that possession.
No, the coaches saw that pass across and went, no, yes. Very tough pass through traffic, but they made it work.
Yeah, Carmichael did a good job of not sitting and waiting for that ball. He went to it, shortened the distance, and he saved that possession.
Ball tipped out to Andrew Meadow for the Broncos. Andrews to Buchanan with space. Attacks and is going to be called for the offensive foul. And Leon Rice is pointing to the baseline official who had a block. And the outside official called the charge, but I don't think it's going to stay. Watch this here. Boy, that's a 50-50 play.
That's an 80-20 play, maybe. In my book, as an offensive player, that's 80-20. That should go my way.
Leon Rice saying, look, the defender dropped his shoulder, but they're not gonna listen to his protests. Parolin and Keene back in for Boise State. And then Gonga at 6'10" brings it up.
And Mark, he's done a really nice job. He's brought the ball up. He's handled it with confidence. He's knocked down a couple threes, finished at the rim. He's had a nice game.
Garland gets it up to Ngonga. There's Buchanan with the steal. It's Dylan Andrews with the dunk. And Buchanan made that play.
Those are the plays you have to make to win championships. Extra effort, get on the floor, tip a loose ball, get a stop.
Broncos by 7, and that brings some life to the crowded ExtraMile Arena. And now Parolin with the ball. Andrews, tough bounce pass to Keene for the bucket. You don't see many 65-foot bounce passes, but that was to perfection. And this place is woken up.
RJ with a little flair on that finish as well. A little Harlem Globetrotter from RJ Keene.
Broncos now up 11. Garland, corner. Bell can't get it to go. Rebound, Keene on the deck. And the held ball is going to keep it with San Jose State. With 12:21 to go, the possession arrow favors the Spartans. But the Broncos, a 7-0 run over the last minute 52. And they have held San Jose State scoreless over the last 2:15. And now we have a delay. A.G. Neto's going to come in for Boise State, but the officials talking about something. We talked so well about how Ngonga was handling the ball, and he had it stripped by Buchanan, and Andrews finished it with the flush. And now our officials are they going to go to the monitor for something?
I think they might be arguing over possession. The tie-up on the jump ball, actually, who gets it next. Arrow is pointing towards San Jose State.
Boise State took the ball out to start the half, and we've not had a held ball until that point. So it seems to me it's a pretty obvious discussion and pretty quick. But there you see our officiating crew, Steve McJunkins, Amy Bonner, and Anthony Burris. And they are going to go to the monitor, and we will find out what the discussion is about.
Second quarter, shot clock timing there. Shot clock timing.
They are checking for a potential shot clock timing error. So while they take a look at the video review, we will take a timeout as we go to break. A 65-foot bounce pass to R.J. Keene, and the Broncos lead by 11. Talked about Dylan Andrews and his imprint on this game, outside with the triple. And then you see him defensively after the steal. He picks up the loose change. And the transfer from UCLA has very much been a factor in this game.
Boy, that was really a fantastic pass he just threw to R.J. Keene, and we were just talking in the break. Not only a great pass, but a really gutsy pass to make at this stage in the game.
And Ngonga lines up and misses the triple out of bounds. The official review was to check the shot clock, and they had set it to 20 seconds. And then a quick shot by Ngonga goes out of bounds. And so Boise State will get the basketball. 14 fouls on the Spartans so far here in the half with 12 minutes to go. This is Meadow. Keene in the corner to Meadow. And now Buchanan.
1-3-1 zone by San Jose. You got to shoot him out of it.
And Meadow does with the triple. And as a shooter yourself, you got to like that one.
Oh, gosh, I just love coming down the court. If they were set up in zone, I went, okay, going to get a chance here.
Broncos now open the lead on a 10-0 run.
Boy, this is a time for the Broncos just to get greedy. 10-0 run, extend it, get greedy, get a stop.
Had 17-0 runs and now a 10-0 run as Myers finds Garland, who's trying to juke his way through to an opening at the top as the horn sounds. Myers misses, but Ngonga, nice job to battle for the offensive board and keep a fresh possession now for San Jose State. Garland. They've held him down here in the second half. Tries to work his magic. Over Parolin, doesn't go, and then on the rebound, a foul against the Broncos. I think it's Buchanan with a push. Meadow got the rebound, but Javen Buchanan is whistled for the infraction. So we watch this one again.
Yeah, Javen just battling for a good box out, trying to get his guy out of the way, fighting for a board.
Buchanan now with his third personal foul. Garland, good defense by Neto. Garland still hits it, but Neto didn't fall for that trick, the bag of tricks, ball fakes, head fakes, spins. But still, Garland's got 16.
Yeah, you let Garland get that deep. If you don't double him, it's going to be trouble.
It's like a water bug.
Just so tricky. So many ways to make buckets.
Parolin on the baseline, draws the double. Nice look for Buchanan in the finish.
Broncos have done a great job of passing out of those double teams.
Boise State now with 13 assists on their 22 baskets. San Jose State just 4 on their 19 hoops.
See Garland out top. He's looking a little tired. He typically plays the whole game, and there he just gets a layup. Maybe he was lulling everybody to sleep, including me.
He got Parolin on his hip and blew by him. There was no weak side help, and Garland's now got 18. Buchanan to Meadow. Meadow draws the double. Buchanan open three on the way. Count it.
Again, a great pass out of a double to an open shooter.
This half, the Broncos 4 of 6 from three-point range. And they've hit their last 7 shots. Bell. And the rebound to Neto. A.G. Neto. Into the lane. Open Meadow. Doesn't get the roll. Had that gone down, this place would have gone nuts.
Yeah, it really would have got a good look for Meadows.
Garland turns on the Jets, and R.J. Keene fouls him. Stayed in front of him, but with body contact, R.J. Keene called for the foul. And they're going to say it was on the way to the hoop for 2 free throws as we watch this one again. He's got a gear fast and faster, and there is the foul. I don't think he was on the way shooting, if you ask me.
Yeah, I would agree with you on that, but he's going to get 2.
Rattles the first one home. If he hits this one, that'll be 6 straight games with 20 or more. Buchanan, who's played really well, has got 9 points. He will sit. And Drew Fielder checks back in for Boise State.
Boy, Garland, 8 of 14, 0 of 4 from the three-point line. And remember, he missed the first 4 shots he took, so he has really been very efficient. Again, 1-3-1 zone for San Jose State.
Garland now the first Spartan to score 20 or more in 6 straight games since Adrian Oliver in 2011. Corner 3, R.J. Keene buries the triple.
Shooter. Keene's a shooter. I want the heat check next for him. Next open shot.
8 points for R.J. Keene. And the Broncos up now 16. This was a 2-point game at one point, and Boise State outscoring San Jose State 29-18 here in the second half. Garland tries to work his way free, draws the double. Ngonga for 3, spins out. Neto with the board.
Good time to run.
Meadow doesn't get it to drop, but he earns free throws for Boise State. And that brings us to a timeout on the floor with 8 minutes to go in this one. The Broncos have created some space between them and the Spartans, leading 65-49 as we take this timeout at ExtraMile Arena. Javen Buchanan with 7 points here in the second half on 3 of 4 shooting, a couple rebounds, a couple of assists, and he's really been a difference maker here in the second half for the Broncos.
Boy, it really has. Averages about 12 points on the season. Again, he's another one of those guys who can hurt you in so many ways. He shoots the three. He's got a big body. He's got a high IQ. See another back cut for a layup. He can keep the game pretty simple and hurt you in a lot of different ways.
Andrew Meadow to the free throw line to try and add to this Boise State lead. This game remarkably similar to the contest in San Jose back on January 27th. The Broncos led at the half only by 3, 36-33. Here at the half, it was 36-31. And then Boise State outscored the Spartans 53-25 in the second half to win that one going away. And here they have a 31-18 second half advantage. You have to wonder if the fatigue is a factor for this thin Spartan lineup, as that one is tipped home on the miss by Garland.
Yeah, clearly could be fatigue, but also pretty young squad, right? Pretty young squad, and number of new players for them as well.
Broncos by 16 as Parolin hands it to R.J. Keene. R.J. out to Andrew Meadow. Meadow finds a space and hits the three. And that's 14 for Meadow.
And that was not the easiest of shot that Meadow just made. Came off that high ball screen, good footwork, and just drilled it.
Broncos now up by 19 as Garland tries to create space. Keene now picks him up over to Myers. They got the ball out of Garland's hands, which is the key. This is Mupadele working on Parolin, steps back and hits the 8-foot jumper from the baseline right.
Yeah, good play, good finish, used that big body.
Just a freshman. Didn't play against the Broncos in the game in January. Neto, Parolin left wide open, lets it fly, dips out, and the rebound is going to be on Fielder on the rebound. He's called for the foul, battling Mupadele as we watch this one again. Parolin left almost too wide open.
Yeah, got to shoot that, though. I mean, wide open. He's certainly capable of knocking down those threes. And, you know, I like the extra effort by Fielder. He picked up the foul, but he's in there battling, trying to make something happen.
Buchanan back in for Boise State. Garland behind him to Mupadele. And now gives it to Bell in traffic. Rebound by Myers. Back up strong. It spins in. And a timeout taken by Tim Miles on the San Jose State bench as they cut the deficit to 15. Boise State, 9 of their last 11 from the field. And they've opened up the 15-point advantage with 6:02 to go. Broncos looking to break a 2-game losing. Broncos getting great contributions off the bench. They outscoring San Jose State 19-0. And really, the guys who didn't get the start have made a big impact today.
Well, they really have. R.J. Keene came to play today. He's been a little physical. He's got 8 points. He Spencer Aarons with a good finish. We haven't seen much of him in the second half. And the freshman who just made a beautiful finish in the first half. Great production out of Boise State's bench. San Jose State, as we mentioned earlier, they're down 6 players. They didn't bring 6 of their players to this game. That's clearly hurt Spartans.
They've only played 7 today, and Langford and Overstreet off the bench have played a combined 14 minutes, and Overstreet just 3 of those. So not a lot of options when Tim Miles looks down the bench for help. This is Fielder outside to Meadow. And Andrews guarded there by Garland. Carmichael to Fielder, cut off nicely by Ngonga, forcing him to change his mind. He goes with the left hand, and he draws the foul and the hoop for Drew Fielder.
Boy, such great patience by Fielder. Could have went quick when he caught the little pass. We'll get a second look of it. Took his time, backed in. He's so good at that left-hand baby hook. Great play by 20, Drew Fielder.
Ngonga with his third personal foul, and Drew Fielder to the line. This season as 78% free throw shooter. Misses that one. The long rebound, Myers pulls it down. Fielder started 33 games at Georgetown. That's a high level of competition.
Really is.
Played 63 there. Beautiful campus there in Washington, D.C. Garland in traffic, doesn't get it to go, and there's Fielder. High for the rebound. I took a class at Georgetown when I worked in Washington, D.C. Took a night class. Loved being on campus. There's a drive. Doesn't go. Myers with the rebound. Draws the double team, and then a whistle and a touch foul on the outside. They're going to get Carmichael with the push, and that is his second personal foul. Watch this one again. It's just...
He knows where he's going. The defense doesn't. Steal by Fielder.
Muscles it up and scores. Mupadele with the 4 fouls had to be careful. He didn't pick up his 5th, and Fielder just took it to the rack. He's got 14.
Fielder handles it pretty well for a big fella, 6'10". Took it coast to coast.
Ngonga misses that one. Buchanan with the rebound. Here in the second half, the Spartans 0 for 7 from 3.
Well, Mark, they had to hit threes to have an opportunity to win today at Boise, and they are 3 of 21.
And Drew Fielder makes them pay.
Fielder up to 16, having another night.
He's the leading scorer for the Broncos, who have 3 in double figures. 3 Spartans in double figures. Cross-court pass. Meadow almost gets it. The drive and the bucket for Bell.
Boy, Bell's only a freshman. Big body. Streets of Chicago. He's going to be a nice player.
Underneath, Andrews tries to work baseline, guns the pass to Fielder. He spots for the triple, left that one off, and Ngonga with the rebound. You have to wonder, though, Tim Miles, given the situation in San Jose and the transfer portal and NIL, if he can keep these youngsters in San Jose, as Garland's now got 22.
Yeah, such a tough time in college basketball for these coaches. I mean, you get a player, you coach him up, you make him great, and the whole world comes sniffing around.
Garland called for the foul as he pushed Buchanan, going for the offensive rebound. That brings us to a timeout. Boise State, Drew Fielder leading the way, goes with the left hand, and Boise State up big. Boise State scores 80 points or more 7 times since the calendar turned to 2026. They've topped 100 3 times. That 3 overtime loss to San Diego State, 102 against Chaminade, and 101 against Utah Valley. So the Broncos scoring's not a problem, Brian, but unlike today where they've done a pretty good job, they have done a pretty good job defensively, and it's stopping people has sort of been their Achilles heel here in the last couple weeks.
Kind of has been, which is really unusual. This team is, they have always hung their hat on defense and rebounding. My guess is that will continue down the stretch. But offensively, Coach Tim Duryea, he's got so many weapons and so many things that he can do for them. They're putting up numbers.
They are 79-8 when they have scored 80 points or more under Coach Duryea. And there you see Drew Fielder kind of at the bottom of your screen. There we go, and he's really been a difference maker today. 16 points, and he's doing it inside and outside and showing a strong left hand.
Well, he's been pretty consistent all season long. And again, for a 6'10" guy, he moves well. He's athletic. He shoots the three. He's a good free throw shooter. And Boise, Idaho is really happy to have this guy.
8 of 10 from the field, and he has been a difference maker today. Broncos leading scorer was 16, 14 for Meadow, 12 for Andrews. Garland leads everybody in scoring with 22. Myers 13 and Ngonga 10. And now Javen Buchanan to the free throw line trying to get into double figures.
But Mark, Boise State has been so good from the free throw line this year. 11 of 13 today. Make that 12 of 14.
17th in the country in made free throws per game at just under 19. Second in the Mountain West, and like I said, 17th in the country. And Buchanan now in double figures as well. He's got 11. So very balanced scoring for the Broncos. And they lead now by 19 as we are approaching 3 minutes left in this one. Garland. High post. And the handoff back to Garland. Myers with a good fake in the lane. Curls it home. And Myers now with 15.
Yeah, solid game by Myers. He's just played well. He's tough.
Just a case of Boise State with too many weapons today against an undermanned San Jose State team. It's Fielder. Kicks it in the corner. Pearson. Meadows. Takes it to the ball, to the hole, and Andrew Meadows now with 16, and really no resistance offered by the Spartans defense there.
No, when Meadows puts his head down and goes, again, that's a freight train coming at you. That's not a charge you want to step in front of a guy and take.
6'7" junior from Santa Clarita, California. Outside for three, that doesn't go, but the rebound pulled down by the Spartans. Garland outside with a reset with 2 minutes to go. In the lane, the one-hand push shot is off the mark for Myers. And will they count the basket? They will.
Adrian Myers only a sophomore. 17, a chance to get 18 right now. Good player.
Transfer from Mississippi State, where he played 10 games, then redshirted last year. 22 points a game as a high school senior, so he knows how to fill it up. And he converts the three-point play. That foul was on Carmichael. That is his third. He and Buchanan, the only Broncos in that category. Andrews, as Leon Rice is leaving the starters in for the most part here in the final stages. And there's going to be the fifth personal foul as Jafet Mupadele chopped down on that one, and he has been disqualified from the game with his fifth personal foul. He leaves with 7 points, 1 rebound, just 1 of 6 from three-point range, and he's replaced by Douglas Langford, and that'll send Fielder to the line as you saw that foul committed again, and Fielder took the brunt of that one on the top of the noggin.
Well, pretty good effort by San Jose State again. Limited roster today, long road trip. Haven't won on the road. It looks like they're not going to get one in Boise today.
San Jose State home against, on the road at Air Force Tuesday. And then they return home Saturday, a week from today, when they host Colorado State. Broncos' next game is here next Tuesday night against Wyoming. You can catch that one at 7 o'clock Mountain Time on the Mountain West Network. As Boise State pause while Ngonga is tended to. Ngonga gets patched up and he will rejoin the fun. Garrett Jones and Brian King will bring you Tuesday's game against the Cowboys as Fielder knocks it down. Wyoming struggling this year at 5-10 on the conference season coming in to today's play. but they're never easy to face the Cowboys.
No, that's right. Really well coached, and you just never know what you're going to get with those guys.
But you'd rather not have to play him. And Laramie is spinning and scoring as Myers. He's picked things up here in the second half. He's now got 20 as well. So 3 Spartans in doubles, Garland and Myers over 20. But just too much depth for Boise State. Andrews, shake and bake, missed the 3. Rebound tipped out to Bell. With a minute to go, Bell attacks, doesn't get it to go. Buchanan runs it down. And now Boise State just coasting their way to a much-needed win this afternoon. Coming off that 2-game losing streak in overtime, a heartbreak to UNLV, and then just sort of a reality check down in Utah State. That one to Fielder. He muscles it up and he puts it in, and Drew Fielder now with 20 points. 27 is season high against Chaminade. And Boise State will improve to 16-11 and even their conference record at 8-8. Myers spins home a 3.
Boy, Myers has picked up a bunch here in the last 3 minutes.
18 points in the second half for Myers. But Boise State will come away with the win, 84-69 against an undermanned Tim Miles coach Spartans team. And Leon Rice wins his 332nd game as the head coach of the Boise State Broncos. Nice tap for Cedric Ngonga, who Boise State had a couple years ago before he went to Seton Hall and then San Jose State. But really, when you look at the numbers, 19-0 off the bench, just too many Broncos and not enough Spartans.
Yeah, I think that's right. If you're going to give up over 80 points to Boise State, you're going to have a tough time winning. Broncos took care of business today, needed to get that win. You know, Mark, we talked earlier about these overtime games that have slipped away on Boise State. Season might look a little different if they'd have been able to close those out.
Andrew Meadow with 12 points on 4 of 9 shooting will be our post-game guest. As you get a look at the freshly shorn, is still people not able to recognize Andrew Meadow without the long hair and the glasses, but he has been a different player, and his contributions goes along with 3 rebounds, 4 assists, as a strong all-around game for Boise State as they took what this Spartan team had in the first half. It was only a 5-point game at the break, and then Boise State in the second half, 48-38 wins the second half by 10, and they claim the 84-69 win.
Yeah, Mark, you talk about Andrew Meadows, pretty solid game, but boy, he gets a steam of energy going downhill. I would want to take a charge on that guy.
No. We will get him here courtside. Andrew Meadow joins us after an 84-69 win against a Spartan team that was game, but Andrew just didn't have the numbers today. You guys were able to throw a lot of players at them. Talk about how this game went.
Yeah, you know, last time it was kind of a similar situation. We were only up a couple at half, and we knew we had to pound it in the paint and then, you know, limit their threes. So I think we did a really good job executing that down the stretch. Now we got to tighten up our defense around the rim, but, you know, we're putting everything together. We're still fighting, and we're excited for this last little stretch.
Andrew, down the stretch, we're getting there, right? We're there. What do we have to key in on? Like, what are the factors that Boise State's got to do to get this thing done?
We can't come apart. You know, I think after the Utah State game, we did a good job of, you know, making sure we're all together, not coming apart. We had a really good practice the day after the game. Nobody was sad, nothing like that. So I think staying together, fighting every day to have a good, you know, practice or whatever it is. And, you know, we just got to take that momentum into Vegas.
There have been so many close calls this season, overtime games, triple overtime games that have just fallen a little short. You may have addressed it when you talked about sticking together, but what does that do to your mentality, your psyche, when you know that, you know, a couple points here and there in those 3 games flips the whole season?
Yeah, you know, it keeps us really confident. You know, we're right there in so many different games. So, you know, to be able to know that we've hung with the best in the conference gives us confidence to, you know, go into Vegas and, you know, stay together, like I said, and, you know, have a big run down there.
Hey, Andrew, I played here. I took a few charges in my day. When you get going downhill, I wouldn't want to take a charge on you. Do you want somebody to step in front of you? Are you prepared for that?
Oh,
or
yeah.
do you kind of know they're kind of getting out of the way?
I love contact, so I want because especially now that with the rule change, it's not even a charge. So I'm gonna just throw my body into when they jump, and they're probably gonna fall, and it's gonna be a foul on them. So I love contact.
You would see me just right out of the way.
Just get out of the way. Give me the dunk.
I'd be like, you got it, pal.
Andrew Meadow, 12 points, 3 rebounds, 4 assists. A solid all-around effort by the Broncos. Good luck. We'll see you Tuesday night against
Tuesday
Wyoming.
Night, quick turnaround.
All right.
Appreciate you guys.
Andrew Meadow,
Well done, pal.
as Boise State wins today 84-69 over San Jose State. Broncos now even their conference record at 8-8. They're 16-11 overall. And Brian, we take a look at the final numbers, and they were close at halftime, but the Broncos really strong in that second half as they wind up shooting 63% from the field in the second half, 17 of 27, and they win going away.
Yeah, solid effort by Boise State. They took care of business. They needed to get this one done. I'm telling you, Zeke, we get to the Mountain West Conference, I don't think anybody really wants to play Boise State because this is a solid basketball team. We've been talking about potential all year long, and they have so much of it. Veteran coaching staff, well coached, well drilled. Like Andrew said, if they stay together, if they compete together, they go to battle together, they can win together.
Boise State off for the rest of the weekend. A Tuesday night game. They take on the Wyoming Cowboys. You can catch that one right here on the Mountain West Network. Boise State 84, San Jose State 69. For our entire production team and my broadcast partner Brian King, Mark Snyder, thanking you for joining us this afternoon. The Broncos with the big win against the Spartans, and we will see you Tuesday night when the Cowboys come to Boise. Until then, have a great weekend from Boise, Idaho.